Joseph and the Stretching Cycle. From Pit to Palace. The life of Joseph is a good example to explain this stretching cycle. His journey perfectly illustrates the grueling tension between a promise received and a promise fulfilled. The vision, the promise received. As a teenager, Joseph was given a dream of greatness. However, he didn't realize that between the dream and the throne lay a 13-year season of intense stretching that would look nothing like his destiny. Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him all the more. His journey perfectly illustrates the grueling tension between a promise received and a promise fulfilled. The stretching, character under pressure. The stretch began with betrayal. Sold into slavery and later wrongly imprisoned, Joseph entered his tent-enlarging season. God wasn't punishing him, he was expanding Joseph's capacity to handle the weight of future leadership. His brothers pulled Joseph up out of the cistern and sold him for 20 shekels of silver. The waiting, the test of silence, stretching requires time. Joseph spent years in an Egyptian dungeon, often forgotten by those he helped. In the dark, the stretch feels like breaking, but it is actually the development of spiritual endurance. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. The trusting, excellence in chains, the true mark of a successful stretch is maintaining excellence when the circumstances are unfair. Joseph chose to lead with integrity even while in a dungeon, proving that his character was not tied to his title. The Lord was with him. He showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warden. The breakthrough, the promise fulfilled. When the capacity was finally large enough to hold the calling, the breakthrough was instantaneous. Joseph was promoted from the dungeon to second in command of Egypt, positioned to save the known world from famine. I hereby put you in charge of the whole land of Egypt. He had him ride in a chariot as his second in command, and people shouted before him, "Make way." Without your word, no one will lift hand or foot in all Egypt. Conclusion: God's delays are not God's denials. The very trials meant to break Joseph were the tools God used to stretch him. He had to be enlarged in the pit so he wouldn't fail in the palace. You cannot carry a palace-sized destiny with a pit-sized character.